Peace. Peace. Welcome to the Preciate You podcast. My name is Anthony Calori. This is episode number 7, and I hope you're having a blessed day. It's Friday evening, Friday night actually, and I hope you had a solid week, didn't fuck anybody up, and you know did what you said you were gonna do. Been working on that shit myself. Um, really trying to focus on doing the things I say I'm gonna do. And it's as simple as, oh yeah, yesterday you said that we could do this or that we should do this in the morning. Do you still want to do that? And the comfort in me wants to be like, "Ah, man, fuck that. I hardly meant that. It was just a fun idea, but it feels good to follow through. It was a good idea yesterday. It doesn't mean it's a bad idea today because you don't feel like doing it. Um, so yeah, just getting better at that and continuing to exercise and shit. Left shoulder's all fucked up, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I was playing basketball, like 2014 or something like that, and completely tore my rotator cuff and just fucked it up. Didn't do anything to help it, so it healed naturally, and now it's fucked. But hey, life goes on. Life goes on. Yeah, it's been a few days since I recorded anything, and so I feel a little weird about it, and it's helped me realize that consistency is key, and just talking on here is um, it's a challenge. It's a real fucking challenge, especially by yourself. But we will find our way around this motherfucker, and behind the scenes, I'm working on a lot of cool shit to make this thing what it's supposed to be. And so I appreciate everybody for sticking around, hanging around. And yeah, this podcast is going to be kind of rough. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to find a way to get through it. And yeah, I talked to my sister this week. That was really nice. I hadn't talked to her in a few weeks. And yeah, it feels good to talk to your family. I also talked to my dad, who I hadn't talked to in a few weeks as well. And it's nice. I don't know what it is that stops us from making those phone calls. And when I say us, I really mean me, and anybody who could relate to that. But it's for whatever reason, it just feels, I don't know. I don't know. You're too busy, got too much going on. Oh, but I haven't done this yet, and it's like, dude, just talk to them for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We all have 10 minutes, and that's a fact. So it felt good. It felt really good to catch up with her and see the woman that she's becoming. She's all my siblings are adults, so it's nice to it's nice to see. It's nice to see. I Yeah, talking to my pops was cool. You know, our parents and our elders really have a lot of game to give, and it's nice when they can admit that they're learning just like you are. And I'm real thankful to have parents who kind of put on my conscience that they're figuring it out as they went as well. And weren't always like, it wasn't always their way or the highway, with every little thing. And so I see why it's easier to talk to my parents because of that, and it's just easier to get to the bottom of, like, what makes them them, and just understanding that your parents are people. They were once a little boy and a little girl, And just like you're grown now, they're once your age, but you know the generation now they don't have kids until they're like 30, like myself, and you know I I just don't think that this new quote unquote educated generation understands the responsibility of having kids, you know, at 18, 19, 20, 22, my parents had 4 kids by the time they were 30. And, I'm going to be 31 in like 6 months. So, and I don't have any kids. So it really blows my mind. It really blows my mind just thinking about, just how they did it. Just how they did it. I guess it's something I'll get into, a little more in depth. But but yeah. What was I saying? It was good to talk to my dad. Just telling him about wanting to start my own family, and he was just dropping game on me about, you know, yeah, just what that's like, and how it's gonna be brand new. It's brand new. Everybody thinks they're ready for stuff like that, or they think they're not ready. But I think you find out you're a little bit of both. If you're scared to, have a kid, like deathly afraid of having a child, which is kind of funny. Um, if you're really scared of having a kid, um, I think you'll find that we're often better at it than we think we are. And if you really want to have one, I think you'll be surprised that you're not as good at it as you think, or and maybe not as good at it, but it's just not as easy. You know what I mean? It's just not as easy. And I remember every time me and my dad would be in a public place. It could be like a Denny's or some shit, and you hear a baby start to cry, and babies always cry at Denny's, and just from like the other side of the room, baby just fucking wailing away, and he's just like, I'd be in like high school, and he'd be like, "You hear that? Yeah, yeah, keep fucking around." And this shit was hilarious, but you know, he was always looking out. But yeah, yeah. Shout out to my pops, man. Love that man. Really appreciate him. Really appreciate him. Um, yeah, like I said, this one's gonna be a doozy, man. This one's gonna be a doozy. I'm juggling a lot of things right now, in my mind as I sit here and figure this shit out. But this podcast. This funny is this podcast is so small that I can say shit like September 25th, Sunday. At oh god, it's not Cherry Park anymore. What is it? Well, anyways, off of Cherry and Hillsdale, I'll be throwing a barbecue Sunday at noon. So if you're hearing this shit, you're welcome to come. Cherry Park and Hillsdale Avenue. I think it's called Moore Park. Moore Park in San Jose, California. Sunday, September 25th. Throwing a barbecue. Friends and family and loved ones alike. And yeah, burgers, hot dogs, food's gonna be a good time. I get to catch up with my folks, whoever can make it. And I'm just excited to do that. I'm excited to do that very, very much. And yeah, yeah, we'll be getting into all the shenanigans for sure. Yeah, yeah. Bring the kids. Bring the kids. Oh shit! Me this morning, me and April went to basketball court to go shoot around. That shit was fun. The first time we've done that in a while. A few months, something like that. Maybe I'm bullshitting. Maybe it's sooner, but it was a nice little workout, got some sun, and yeah, I love basketball so much. It's like the best meditation in the world. You don't have to go out there feeling like you got to be fucking AI, because none of us can be AI. You know what I'm saying? And so it's nice to just go shoot around, break a little sweat, watch the ball go through the net. In other words, that rhyme. And yeah, super dope shit. It's nice hooping with your girl, and April's real. She's what she say? She's small, but she's mighty. She got a nice little jump shot. We was working on the layup today. Shit was dope, and yeah, just love that game, man. Love that game. Want to get into a like a league, um, like a league. Yeah, a league, a fucking league, and hoop up. Some semi-competitive hooping. I'm not one of these motherfuckers trying to get a Bang Energy deal from the TikTok. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, because my crossover is crazy. I'm not really worried about that shit. Just want to have some fun in real life. You know what I'm saying? Do my thing and just just remember who I am. You know what I'm saying? Just remember who I am. But yeah, that was nice. Came home, took the dog for a run, and I love that. Always feels good. Real real fulfilling. You know what I'm saying? Getting the dog out the house. Don't need the dog getting all depressed. So go take him for a run. Wear his ass out in this heat. But you take him out before it's real hot. But yeah, yeah. And today I just gave myself a day off, man. I just been busting my ass trying to catch up on shit, and today was my first day off all week. So it felt really good to just kind of put my feet up and give myself a moment to just be a human being that needs rest, and at the same time, write little shit down, write little ideas down to talk about with y'all, and yeah, just let today be today. Let today be today. Ain't gotta put no extra on it. Ain't gotta put no extra on it. Been working on some new music as well. Stay doing that. Stay creating and pushing myself. Been working on some chords, some voicings, some progressions, some new music, and just really staying after it. I used to really put pressure on myself to get somewhere far with this music stuff, and just be like, I gotta get real fucking good by the end of this year or in 6 months, and I gotta learn this and I gotta learn that, and you just kind of end up doing, like I was saying, you end up doing like 10 things, right? I gotta get good at all this stuff, and then you end up getting bad at 10 things, because when you've never tried something, you're not good or bad. You've never done it, right? You've never attempted to learn it, but when you're taking on 10 different things, there's no way you're gonna get any good, you know. 10 different songs, 10 different scales, 10 different voicings. It's just like, bro, what the fuck? You gotta simplify that shit. Work on one song, one set of voicings, and one little scale to fuck around with, and then do that shit all week. Do that shit all week before you step onto something new, you know. And if you like where you're at, maybe work on something else, but stay working on that one thing, and don't divide up too much of your time. You only have so much, and it's that time needs to be, if this is the right word, allocated properly. You only have so much time for your family. You only got so much time for your friends. You only got so much time for yourself. You only got so much time for practice and for the gym and to eat and to shit and sleep and take a shower. So if anything, I've been learning that, like, oh man, I sound like a fucking cliche, but just how valuable not time is, but not just time, because of course time is valuable, quality time and all that stuff, but just a structure, structured time. And don't listen to those motherfuckers out there who are like routines are for bitches and meal prep is for pussies. It's like, dude, get your shit together, bro. It doesn't matter how you got to do it, but you need some kind of fucking foundation. You can't just be winging it every motherfucking day. Not unless you got like a chef and all that type of stuff, which is great. Like that's fine. Everybody's got um, different resources at their disposal, but if you're if you're a real human being, um, if you're a real human being, you gotta start taking care of how you spend your time. I know we're all a bunch of dope fiends when it comes to this phone, but even as you're listening to my stupid ass, you don't have to watch my dumb face say these stupid words. You can get whatever done that you need to get done, and that's a big it's a big part of why I'm keeping this just an audio only podcast. I don't need your attention like that. My face isn't that great, So, just live your life. Live your life. Get your shit done. Be proud of yourself for getting it done. You know, uh, just be easier on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Take time to be easy on yourself. Um, Everybody's going through something, and fuck Instagram. You know what I mean? Fuck all that. Fuck everybody's highlights. That shit ain't real. That shit is not real. I stubbed my fucking pinky toe the other day. You think I put that shit on Instagram? Of course not. Of course not. But that's what everybody's doing all day. You know what I mean? Just in between stubbing their pinky toe, they're posting pictures of themselves eating some, I don't know, Wagyu fucking ice cream, some Kobe beef ice cream or whatever the fuck. Whatever it is people are up to these days. But but fuck it. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing with their time. It literally does not matter. So I'm proud of everybody who's been fighting, through those demons and through those moments of comfort because of the same fucking thing. And it's nice to just get shit done. So, props to you, and don't be mad at me for not showing my stupid face on here because it's just I mean well by it. I'm not just being lazy. If I've we got the equipment. It's just we don't need to do all that. We don't need to do all that. Um, but anyway, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like I said, this shit is gonna be rough. So just hang in there with me. Uh, one thing, one thing that I realized as I've been praying more often is that Islam and Buddhism have a similar um, their meditation and their prayer is like very similar. In Islam, you're like saying you're repeating prayers and things like that. In Buddhism, you're repeating affirmations, and it's it's just really cool. It's really cool. I used to be like, oh God, please forgive us all. it used to be it used to be my get down, but now it's just like, okay, I have a moment to be with God and be kind of still and quiet with God, and you know and pray, say what's on my mind and soul and all that stuff. But also just have that moment, like God's like, yeah, be still. You know what I mean? Be still. It's like meditation, but God is leading it. And so yeah, that was a nice little realization that I had, and kind of opened me up to understanding what I'm doing. When I do that in the morning, it's like I'm kind of accepting my humanity. I'm posturing myself. I'm like in a way that's just submitting to uh, how do I say it? Submitting to my mortality, but also accepting my responsibility. You know. my responsibility to just, I don't know. I mean, what is being a human about? You know, like, is there any accountability? You know what I'm saying? Is there anything that I should and shouldn't do? You know, and it's, yeah. And so, I try to act accordingly. Try to participate in this life experience accordingly, and show my gratitude. You know what I mean? Just I accept my mortality. Like I accept that I am a creation, and I'm showing gratitude to my creator. I'm accepting responsibility for why I believe I've been created, and that's really it. That's really it. And so moving on from that. Moving on from that. You know, I think I got something for the ladies. You don't need that Brazilian butt lift. I know we took a sharp turn right now, but you don't need those fake titties, you know? You don't need that fucking Botox. You don't need your face pulled back. 'Cause every man loves a natural, healthy, loving, beautiful woman. And these I see these young girls, that it's like I said, did that BBL come with some personality? You know what I mean? Did it come with some good parenting skills? Did it come with, some good cooking skills? Did it come with seasoning? You know what I mean? Did you get a spice rack with those tits? I mean I mean for real, men want a motherly woman, not some bitch. You know what I mean? Not some bad bitch. It's not what a man wants. You know what I mean? That may be what these fly motherfuckers want. What these these players, these ballers. But um, men don't want that. Can I talk to you? Can I trust you? Will you not? Will you let me vent to you? Talk this out. Work this out with you. Can we build? Can we argue? Can we make up? Can we just not curse at each other all crazy? Can you do my laundry? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know when what I'm saying? I don't know when a fake ass, what I mean, like became it. But that's not it, you know. You ladies are beautiful. You don't need shit. There's nothing wrong with you. Everything is right with you. You might got a fucked up laugh or something, but that's all right. There's someone out there who, it's like church bells every time he hears that cackle. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to you don't have to change. You don't have to do all this cut, you know, nip, tuck, stretch, pull, lift, and all that. It's not going to change those daddy issues. You know what I'm saying? Those mommy issues. You know what I mean? Just like money doesn't change a dude's daddy and mommy issues. It's the same shit. You know what I mean? He got on some Yeezys and some Ray-Bans and he about to knock your ass out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's making six figures, but he's two more shots away from hitting you with a little DV. You know what I'm saying? And I know domestic violence isn't funny, but choosing to be in a toxic relationship is pretty hilarious. Yeah, I mean, you have to admit, these girls and guys be having their own little like Maury, Jerry Springer TV shows going on, you know? Oh man, this bitch fucking this and that. You know, it's like, bro, you're a grown man. You know what the problem is you probably shouldn't have moved in with her without that lease being in your name, big dog. You know, probably shouldn't have moved in with her without having a whip. You know what I'm saying? You know, but you don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. Ain't no excuses in this life. You know, you gotta work for it. You want that body, you gotta work for it. You want that money, you gotta work for it. You want that family, you gotta work for it. You can't just go microwave this shit, man. You can't just be like, well, I'm gonna have a fat ass and have a beautiful family. It's like I don't understand where this shit adds up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be the man. just I don't get it. I do not get it. You know, I realize that like all this shit is like wrestling. You know, all these influencers and celebrities that everybody wants to be like. It's like, dude, you know, their life ain't like that, right? You know that, you know, this is all TV, right? It's, you know, she don't even look like that, right? You know, they rented that car, right? It's the internet is not your friend. You know what I mean? Unless you have a business and you're making money off it, all you're gonna see is people who are doing better than you because that's what it feels like when you're online. You're like, look at everybody making all this delicious food and driving these fancy cars and with the body I wish I had and the muscles I wish I had and oh and look he could play so much better than me and it's just like Jesus Christ, when the fuck does it end? You know what I mean? When does it end? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. I think we're in this weird place where we're gonna find out that you know, these booty implants, you know, they're gonna like turn these women into zombies eventually or something. And all these dudes are they're gonna be like a bunch of 50-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 60-year-old, 21-year-olds. I mean, Jesus Christ. Put on some dress shoes, man. Put on some dress shoes. Jesus Christ, you got them sneakers on. Put some dress shoes, baby. But anyways, I'm that bum that I'm talking about, you know? And the girls I dated in the past were nice enough to take my stupid ass in, you know, and those relationships didn't work out for all the reasons I was talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's just we're all just broken people trying to piece each other together, but it's like, man, we're falling apart as we're trying to fix the other person. You know, it's really what it is. And I think, you know, I thank God for the time I had between, you know, being in a like dating and then, you know, just being single and just being like, hey, I'm not gonna commit to anything. And then, you know, dating April because she had pretty much done the same thing, you know, where she was like, I'm not gonna date for a year, get my shit right, you know, be right, and you know, we ended up, you know, crossing paths at the right time, um, romantically speaking, and and so you know, you got to take that time out to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to get with a girl who's like, my dad's a fucking piece of shit. you don't, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, and you don't want to be with a guy who fucking is still sucking his mom's titty. Promise, promise you. But anyways, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like I said, I don't even know how we made it this far. We're 30 minutes deep into this motherfucker. And I'm struggling. I'm struggling, but whatever, it is what it is. We're gonna hit these streets once again, pass out some food and water to the homeless, and that'll be nice. Hopefully we don't see any wild shit. But you know, you never know. You never know. I remember I was working this job one day and working this job one day. I was working at an artificial grass company Stayed a little overtime, was closing up, and there was this homeless lady who was obviously homeless walking across the, I don't know, it's like you can see outside, but they can't see into the office. And so I'm like packing up my shit and I'm watching this lady, like just walk, you know what I'm saying? Just noticing her, you know. And then I see her stop, and I'm about to leave. I'm literally about to open the door and go home, jump in my car, and probably smoke a little roach on the way home and enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? And uh, and this lady just stops and she just kind of like crouches a little. She doesn't like squat down, but she just crouches a little bit. She's fully clothed. She got the jeans on and everything, and then she just starts pissing herself, like pissing all over herself, and she had to be, I don't know. I mean, she looked 60, but she was probably like 28 years old. And and she's like pissing all over herself. I mean, it looked like she was holding it. And you just see it all just it's like leaking out of her pants and all this stuff, and I'm just standing there thinking like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Am I going to stop? Am I going to open the door and be like, "Oh my God, let me give you a ride." You know what I mean? Like I know it's fucked up. But you know what wasn't fucked up was literally 2 minutes, a 2 minute walk further was a gas station with a bathroom that you could use. You know what I mean? It's one of those ones next to the freeway, so it's not like they're gonna be like, nah, fuck that. She could have walked 2 minutes further and or at least pulled her pants down in a bush or something, but it was just one of those moments where I was just like, I know everyone talks about wanting to help people and all this stuff, but this is one of those moments where you're just like, I'm gonna let this one slide. Like, come on, man, come on. And if I was really a good person, that's what I would have done, right? But I'm not. I'm not. I like to go out there, pass out sandwiches and waters, and make it real easy on myself, but I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh my God, my sister is everything. How did you end up like this? It just, maybe I'm working my maybe I'm working my way up to that, but we'll find out. We'll find out. And again, I think a lot of that has to do with the resources. You know what I'm saying? I probably hadn't got paid yet, and I was, tired from working. All these excuses, right, for not doing the right thing. But but yeah, but yeah. Anyways, gonna go help some folks out once again, and continue on that little tradition there. Summer's been brutal as a motherfucker, and these folks certainly appreciate some cold water. So it's nice to help them out with what I can. And so, anyways, I really hope everybody um, just enjoys their life. Um, it's always, oh, when I get paid next week, or when I lose X amount of pounds this month, and you know, when I get this promotion, XYZ. But in reality, it's like this is all we got. I'm trying to remind myself of that every day, and so I've been hard on myself when it comes to the bitching and complaining. And continuing to do that. I had a little bit of a rough week this week, but never got into that, like, that mode where I'm bitching for an hour or something like that. I'm complaining for an hour and everything is bullshit and like, who's this motherfucker and all that stuff. Uh, so I just want to encourage everybody to just let that small shit go. Um, I feel like it's kind of unfair to ourselves to really be upset with a bunch of little insignificant things when we know deep down there's a lot of shit fucking with us that means a lot to us. You know, our relationships with people that um, may be strained, or if there's something that you want to tell someone that's going to be hard for them to hear, because it's going to be, um, you just want to be honest with them, I guess, about whatever it might be. I don't want to put any ideas in anybody's head, but sometimes there's things that are difficult to communicate, and we want to avoid confrontation. And like I was saying about calling my family earlier, um, those things that are meaningful to us that we're just not doing. Meanwhile, talking shit about this and that, complaining about this and that, worrying about this and that, when it's like, dude, you ain't even called that person that you love and miss and you've been thinking about calling, you know? And so, it's a reminder for myself as well to just stay focused, stay focused. The shit is so fucking small, and fuck the internet, and fuck the politics and the news. At the end of the day, I talk a lot of shit and have fun and like to get on people about the things that they do, but at the end of the day, just live your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And just know that there's nothing wrong with you, and you don't need to tirelessly, search for ways to fix yourself and help yourself. I feel like to be in that constant state of improvement mentally is to really just be punishing yourself into being like a state of lack. And so if you're doing the work, great. And if you're not doing the work, um, you know, get on it, get organized, and figure out what it is that you can do to get back on track. Or not even get back on track, but stay on track, mentally, emotionally, physically, and just go the fuck in. You know, I don't mind, speaking my mind, but at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about what people do, um, except for, throwing the towel. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear me talk shit if you're, neglecting yourself and, getting on the heads of other people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, who the fuck are you? And who the fuck am I? I mean, you know what I mean? Who gives a fuck? you know? Like, don't care too much, don't care too little. Just do what you gotta do, and the rest will follow. Do what scares you for the benefit of yourself and everybody else, and everything's gonna be cool. Everything's gonna be cool, day by day. Moment by moment, task by task, and that's really it. We're thinking about shit from fucking elementary school, and we're also, afraid of getting old and shit like that, and just spread too thin mentally. It's like, ain't you supposed to be doing this and that? You should be there, be present for that. What the fuck you're having an imaginary hypothetical argument in your head about some shit that isn't even happening or hasn't even happened, and it's probably a hyper like like a hyper real version of what it actually is, and it's fucking with you, getting you all riled up for no reason, for no reason at all. And how do I know that? Because I do it every day. I'm just, you know, I'll remember some kid telling me that he's gonna punch me in my face in seventh grade, and just being like, I should have touched him up right there. It's like, dude, you you really tripping on this shit 14, 15 years later. I mean, longer than that even. And so shit is embarrassing to like. It's embarrassing to find out that you're a pessimistic person. Like to yourself, not to everybody else, because you keep it tucked away. But when you're all alone, you look at yourself in the mirror. You're like, damn, I am generally not in a great mood, and that might be my fault. It might be. It might be. you know. But and yeah, yeah. Anyway, just keep on going, man. But how you feel is not important. How you feel is not important. What you do is important. What you do is important. So I'm gonna end this piece of shit podcast. This piece of shit podcast episode on that note. I apologize for it being so fucked, but I appreciate you hanging in there with me, and you have my respect. Your time, energy is respected at all times, and we're gonna continue to hammer through this shit. Um, yeah, yeah, learning a lot about myself as I do this, and yeah, we're gonna continue to be continued. But anyways, peace and blessings. I hope you have a good rest of your evening, rest of your motherfucking weekend, and yeah, don't give up.